Welcome everybody to the October Igniting Souls Fellowship. We are going to talk about a fascinating topic today. Who here loves sales? Oh, there's a few of you. Awesome. I have to be honest. When I think of sales, the first thing I think of is selling. And that is not necessarily what I'm supposed to think of. Today we get to learn more about how to think about sales in a way that's going to help us to sell faster, easier, and be more effective. Go ahead, online audience, tell us where you're from, and let us know if you have a love-hate relationship with sales or what your thoughts are. When you think about sales, do you think about serving? That's what I think about now. And that is thanks to our awesome leader and chief igniter, Kary Oberbrunner. One more thing, I want to make sure that you are thinking about a couple weeks from now, October. Who's going to be at the conference?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Online, I want to meet you. Please come. We are looking forward to it. There's only a few tickets left, so make sure you get your ticket if you haven't already. Now, please, everyone, give me a warm welcome for our chief igniter, Kary Oberbrunner.
Awesome. Yeah, Mike plugged in, just a reminder. Cool. Great to have you guys here. I'm not wearing a suit, right? Hey, all right. I'm wearing our shirt for the conference, and I'm showing up filled up today. How many of you are showing up filled up? Yeah. Fantastic. All right, listen, for the online people, I would love for you guys to put where you're from. Go ahead, type in where you're from. We usually have a UK crowd that is watching us right around lunchtime or, afternoon tea, as they say. In fact, I'm going to the UK for the first time. Cannot wait. In just a couple weeks, we have the Igniting Souls UK Day on November 2nd, and the hotel keeps getting angry at us because they keep capping us, and I say, come on, let's put in one more. So we've got a lot of great people coming. And we'll actually live stream that night on November 7th. We're going to live stream from the UK, kind of an Igniting Souls Fellowship in the UK. November 2nd, I think, is the date. So it's great to be here with you guys today. 3 steps for making sales better, faster, and easier. What if you were able to do that? Would that change your life? What do you think? Would that change your life? Anybody? Let's do the opposite. 3 steps for making sales harder. No, better. Worser. Is that even a word? Worser, slower, and harder. That's the other seminar down the road, okay? So I'm glad you guys didn't show up over there. We're going to give you guys a system and a strategy on how to do this better. So my name's Kary Oberbrunner, Chief Igniter. Glad to be here with you guys today. My business partner, David, is in the back, and he's going to be doing a fantastic Spark Day at the conference, as well as giving the main session, how to scale your business. And David, I didn't tell you this, I got a personal invite from someone that you would know on how to scale our business, and they wanted to charge $10,000. So, that's crazy. And they're not that much, they're not getting that much more success than we are. So here's the point. Your conference ticket is well worth the price of admission, even for David's single session. And we'll talk more about the conference here in a moment. But let's jump right in with what you're going to discover today. You're going to discover how to overcome mental blocks that prevent sales. What if you had a mental block and you didn't even know it? When you began to sell your stuff, you had this heat that came up inside your neck. Is that true for anybody? I remember back in middle school, high school, having to speak, for just our speech class, and I had a stuttering problem as a kid. And so you believe me when I tell you, the heat began to rise as I had to talk to people and present, and I felt nervous. Does anyone know that when you feel nervous, who else feels nervous? Everybody else? Have you ever had that? You've had a speaker up on stage and you know they're freaking out, you know they're going to faint, and you're just like in the seat saying, God, please do not let them fall on me in the front row. Is this right? So when you're not at ease, neither is your people. And think about it. Dis-ease. Ooh. Dis-ease. Disease. Worrying about how you're coming across and selling can actually be a disease. You are, and that was just from God. Thank you very much. All right, but the point is that you don't feel comfortable, and you're infecting your people rather than with confidence. You're infecting them with a disease, a dis-ease. You think you're going to sell a lot when you're passing a disease around? What do you think? No. So I'm going to give you guys a tip today on how to overcome mental blocks. Number 2, the 3 components needed to make sales faster and easier. What if you guys had 3 components that you could have kind of as ammo in your bag when you went out and talked to people? That would be amazing. And the last one, a framework with how to communicate your business with clarity. Have you ever been talking with somebody for 20 minutes at a networking event or at a family reunion, and you're just like, what are they even saying? Is this true? Come on, I hear a laugh over there, right? You're like, I just spent 20 minutes with this person, and I don't even know what they just said. I don't know where they work. I don't know what they sell. I couldn't even refer them if I wanted to. Ouch. How many of you are not referable because of confusion instead of clarity? Right? I mean, that's a problem. I can refer a lot of people. Jeff, I refer people to you often because you're clear on what you offer, right? Joel, I refer people to you. So the point is this. If you want to be referable, you need to have clarity. We're going to talk about a framework that allows you to have clarity. All right. So we had a goal. Pat was there many years ago where we said our moonshot was to ignite 1 million souls by 2020. At the Igniting Souls Conference, we're going to share the results because it's only 2018 and we have a big announcement. But I want to encourage you guys right now, if you're watching this, if you can go search on Facebook, just type in bald guy with girl's name, okay? No, just type in Kary Oberbrunner. You'll see our author page, and that's where we're broadcasting this. And we want people right now, including online, if you guys can share that. Here's why. We don't charge a dime for these sessions where I'm giving you guys a ton of value, but the only thing is, like, we want to reach people. So if you can share that, that would be awesome. In fact, Erica has 2 gifts for people who share this, and one of them's worth $2,500 for one lucky person, okay? So if you guys can share this as well as online, and after you share this, just type in the word shared, and I'll let you know what we got in store for you guys, okay? We got a couple gifts. One gift is that we are going to give you guys a seat to the book launch. Here's why I think this is important for you. Our launch team, check this out. Our launch team, the first 3 books I launched, guess how big the launch teams were? 0, okay? Because I didn't know how to do a book. The first 3 books I launched, 0 launch team, 0 launch team, 0 launch team. Probably the 4th book too, 0 launch team. Maybe even the 5th. It wasn't until Day Job to Dream Job where I said, it took 6 books for me to wake up and say, I need a launch team. With Day Job to Dream Job, the launch team might have been 300. With Elixir Project, the launch team was 1,200. We're launching these 3 books with a launch team of 20,800 people. And let's give David a hand, all right? Because people don't like a bald dude with a girl's name. That's not why they're coming. David did some crazy tricked out stuff, but this group that Erica's going to share has 20,800 people. Now listen, in that group, there's ignorant people, there's enlightened people, there's awakened people. One lady today said, why am I part of this launch team? Are you just selling books? Here's the point. If you join that launch team, you will literally get a PhD education in how to launch your next thing. Does this make sense? I'm not doing this launch party to say, hey, here's how I'm launching. come buy my books. I'm literally saying, today's Monday, here's how to do a Mission Monday with your launch team. Here's Tuesday, here's how to do a Tool Tuesday in your launch team when you launch something. Here's Wednesday, here's how you do a Word Wednesday. I'm literally giving you guys a bestseller framework for your own thing to sell. Does this make sense? This is why I think the launch team is big. It's not just, oh, Kary's got a book out. They're saying, wow, this is how I launch my next product or service. It's free, okay? So again, I'm a teacher. I like to ignite souls. And if you want to see how we're doing this, Erica's got the link. And right now the group is being built. The party, Joel's going to be my MC. Joel's always the secret weapon MC. All right, whenever I launch something, he's fantastic. You've launched with Weber Grill, some of their products. Who else? I know there's one other.
Where's Pat? Is Pat here?
Pat Gannot. Pat Gannot's book. Weber Grill and Pat Gannot. Weber should feel happy, all right, to be with Pat. That's awesome. So here's the cool thing about this. The party, we're giving away $2,500 worth of online products for people, including one of them will be a VIP ticket to the conference for 2019, which is a $1,000 value. So all I'm saying is you get entered into the prize pool just for registering. So everybody's eligible, no purchase necessary. Do you guys see what I'm doing here? What am I doing? Am I just giving junk? What am I doing right now?
Reading.
What am I doing? I'm creating value. What else am I doing? I'm selling you. Listen, folks. If you think that someone is not, my son sold me today. He said, "Can I have a Fortnite skin?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? What is a Fortnite skin?" Does anyone know what a Fortnite skin is? What do you know? What is it?
It's a skin for where you
It's
play
a
the game
skin for
Fortnite.
Listen, whoever thought of this is crazy rich, but now they're going to sell you a costume for your digital online character and charge you $12 for it. What are people thinking today? Okay? But here's my point. From the moment you woke up this morning till the moment you go to bed, everyone is going to be selling you something. And there's a way that it feels yucky, and there's a way that you say, where do I sign up? And I'm going to teach you the difference today. Would that be helpful?
Yes.
I'm going to give you a formula that at the end, if you follow this sequence, it will lead to a sale. And this sequence, it'll lead to a slap in the face. Okay? Do you want to use the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Other ways that people have been sold this week. Let's hear from the crowd. Big or small, like official or non-official. What did somebody sell you on this week? Yes.
Shoes.
Shoes, okay. So literally they sold you shoes. All right,
Yes.
fantastic. Pete.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
He was about this tall, and he came to my door and said, "Do you want to sell some popcorn for my cups?"
I bought the same thing. I bought caramel corn, right, in a little tin. There you go. And you know what? He sold me so good, I gave him a tip. Because I said to the young man, I said, "You know what? I appreciate you being out here and making it happen." I actually like salespeople who do it right. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel the same way, that if someone does a really good job, you don't even like the product, but you're like, this person's good? And then other people, you're like, I like the product, but I don't like you? Oh, have you ever had that?
Yeah.
I like the product, but I don't like you because you're so abrasive that you go buy from the next person. Why do we do that? See, it's not just about the product. It's about the delivery. True?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, anybody else been sold this week? What about, honey, guy or girl speaking, honey, we should really go out to dinner tonight. Yeah, you've done that too? Right, guy or girl speaking, whoever. Or, sweetie, to your little kid, can you go get daddy or mommy a little Debbie ho-ho or whatever you call it from the pantry? We sell people 24/7. So let's get into it and let's talk about it. But here's the other invite. Here's the invite for the party, okay? So Erica's going to share that, the launch team. October 27th at Hilton Polaris in Columbus, Ohio, free to the public, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we're going to live stream it across the world. And it is going to be crazy. Joel, you saw the TikTok. Crazy?
Crazy.
Crazy fun. Crazy prizes. And come because you want to learn. Come because you care about an uncommon quest to stop pretending, shed the labels, and discover your true identity. Anyone struggle with that, right? All kinds of important things, but we're going to have an absolute blast. All right, let's get right into the content here. Number 1, how to overcome mental blocks that prevent sales. You ready? I don't care if you take pictures, not of me, of the screen. I don't care if you want to write this down. But folks, this is a way to sell people incorrectly. You ready? First of all, you provide no value. I know people that reach out to big name endorsers when it's time for their book to get a nice endorsement on the front, and they say, "Dear Brene Brown." Oh, I got to share this example. You ready? This is a true example from less than 24 hours ago. Certain people right now are reaching out to Brene Brown and they're saying, "Hey Brene, you don't know me, but I got a book coming out and I've read your books and they changed my life, and it would mean the world to me if you would write the foreword to my book. I would be so honored and impressed. I know you don't know me, but you've changed my life." How many times do you think Brene Brown gets that email a day? More than she looks. She doesn't even open them, right? She doesn't even open them. You're going to meet Jeff Brown at the conference, and he gets 5 requests, is it a day, to be on his podcast? I mean, he's got Seth Godin and John Maxwell. He gets 5 requests a day, unsolicited from people. I believe it's 5 a day, maybe 5 a week, that says, "Can I be on your podcast? I've written a book, can I be on your podcast? Read the lead." And Jeff is going to share with us at the conference why he chooses certain people through that big filter that he has to get. Instead, her name is, I believe, Margot, one of our new Author Academy Elite students. I can guarantee you Brene Brown watched Margot on her iPhone yesterday. Should I teach you how we did it? You guys ready?
Yeah.
This is gold. This is absolute gold if you want a big name person to be able to penetrate into their shield of nice, kind, but still, hey, I gotta survive, I gotta have sanity, I can't answer every email. So what I told Margot to do, because she said, "Kary, I'm one of your authors, we're on a coaching call, I want Brene Brown to endorse my book." I said, "Well, you want to increase your chances by 1,000,000%? She said, "Yes." I said, "Here's what you do." I said, "Brene Brown came out with a book yesterday. It's called, I don't even know, something about lead. Brave to Lead or something. I don't know, Joel, can you look it up? Brene Brown yesterday, October 10th. I said, guess who's watching her Amazon page all day today? Margot. Who do you think? Who do you think is? Brene Brown. And if you think, oh, they don't watch it, trust me, they do. Oprah watched A Wrinkle in Time reviews when they were coming out. Listen, when you put your blood, sweat, and tears into a project, you're vulnerable. This is the time to reach influencers when they need something that you can give them. Does this make sense? Everybody thinks, oh, the whole world's going to go on Amazon today and review Brene Brown. We had our call yesterday at 9:30 a.m. and just randomly when Margot's talking, I knew Brene Brown had a book out. I said, this idea might work, but I'm sure she'll have 36 reviews already by now. We go there, 0 reviews by 9:30 a.m. yesterday. And you might think, well, Kary, it's launch day. Trust me. They're called ARC copies, advanced reader copies. People all over the planet had her book a month ago. Okay? This is how they do it. Because everyone's like, well, how did they get 50 reviews on day one? People just sit there and read. It's called advanced reader copies.
Dare to Lead.
Dare to Lead. Can you look on that page? You'll see Margot's video. So here's what we did. I said, Margot, don't be like everybody else. Don't do a written review. I said, do a video review. And she said, are you serious? I said, yes. I said, buy your book because then you'll be verified. Okay, this is all author tips here I'm giving. Okay? Don't just review the book because then you'll get flagged by Amazon as not fulfilling their community standards. Do you see her video there? I'm sure you do on the page. Check it out. But here's the point. Here's the point. Margot did it. Margot bought it, and she blocked an hour, and she skimmed it quick, and she wrote a sincere review and recorded the video. You got it? Bring it up, Joel. Bring it up. Because again, this is unplanned, but I'm giving you guys. She just sold Brene Brown. Okay, and if you don't know who Brene Brown is, who cares? Fill in the blank. All right? But here she is, right here on the Amazon page. You see this? Here's my point. She went on there and took my advice, and within minutes was the first reviewer on Brene Brown's book. And not only that, video. You want to rise to the top? Now, you don't understand this. When Amazon is the third largest search engine in the world, Google, YouTube, Amazon, it's the first store. It's the highest store. People go on Amazon and type in questions. Do you realize that? Because they want a product attached to it. She's now breaking into the algorithm of Brene Brown and her name being linked, because she's going to be the top reviewer. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Who do you think watched on her iPhone yesterday a stranger named Margot? Brene Brown. Trust me, she did. When you write a book and it's crickets all day, all morning, and you're like, where are the reviews? Is my book bad? I mean, this is how you feel as a creator. I don't care how big your self-esteem is and ego and how rock solid you are. You are vulnerable when you create something. Is this true?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. So Brene Brown, I'm convinced yesterday, is watching on her iPhone Margot. That's how she got into her awareness and busted through millions of emails. You guys see this?
Yes.
This is the type of stuff we teach at the Igniting Souls Conference. I would argue you can't afford not to be there. That one idea is worth 10 times the price of admission for Margot. Because if it does turn into something down the road, whoa. We call it the Oprah effect. Oprah is friends with Brene Brown. This is the Brene effect. You see what I'm saying? One little strategy like that, folks, can catapult your sales and your products for life. But you've got to be an outlier. Nobody else is thinking this way. Why? Because nobody posted a review in the morning. Here's some advice. You want to get really serious? Write down the 5 influencers that you want to get into their awareness and start seeing when their next book comes out. And then what you do is you buy the book and do a video review that day, and they'll be watching you on their iPhone and give. Because trust me, you can always reference it when you then see them at their live event and say, you know what, Brene? I just want you to know, Dare to Lead?
Dare to lead.
Dare to Lead was so pivotal for my life that I wanted to be the very first one to post a video review on launch day. You may not remember me. Oh, Margot, it's you. Oh my gosh. Blah, blah. I mean, connection. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
Anybody gonna do that? For 5 people? Okay, boom. All right, it takes work. Or you can hire a PR firm for $3,000 a month for 3 months to press send, and maybe you might get picked up. Maybe. This is why this strategy works, because it's different. Okay? You guys ready? Should we end now? Was that worth it now? All right. That was not even planned, so let's keep going here. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time. No value means that you've created a deficit. If you do not provide value for someone, look, I don't care if you saw it or not, but how many of you saw my video this morning about the guy from Piata? Anybody see that one yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, don't worry about it. I didn't see it either. I filmed it a few weeks ago. But I made a point to say that for some crazy reason, wherever I go in life, people give me free stuff. I have no clue why. Okay, I have no clue why. So I was just at Piata, and this was a few weeks ago, and I basically just engaged the young man. Just because he's a human, and I'm a human, and he's probably not in his dream job. I don't know anyone who woke up and said, you know what, Piata is my ultimate. What are you going to be? I'm going to be a sandwich craftsman, okay? All right, or whatever. I love Piata, by the way. I got the rap and everything. Maybe he did wake up and say that, or like you said, maybe it's the owner. But all I did was engage him and try to make him have a happy day. And then, you know, when it came time to check out, I don't even know how much he took off or if he gave it free, but I mean, he gave like, you know, I mean, I put everything in there. I did the salmon, you know, I'm getting hungry now. I did everything in that thing, right? Probably should have been like $13. I put everything in there. And, you know, he's like, whatever, $5. So I did a video about it. Because here's the point. Wherever you go in life, if you show up filled up, I'm not saying, ooh, every single time you're going to get free stuff. I'm going to say you create a new culture wherever you go. See, you have a space. My coach of years ago, Chet Scott, says that we're all the CEO of a cool little company called YOU. So you're the CEO of YOU. And Chet's statement is if you don't manage your 20 square foot of space well, it's not going to increase. You see this? Have you ever met someone who manages their 20 square foot of space so well that people are clamoring to get inside to work with that person? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh my gosh, if he responds to his emails this way, you know, and I'm not even a client, or if he treats, or if she does this, right? Is this true? People want a piece of that. They want to buy before you even sell. Did you catch that? People want to buy from you before you even sell if you are someone who gives value. Why? Anybody? What do you think? Why do people want to buy before you even ask for a sale if you're giving value?
They feel like there is something to be gained.
Awesome. Awesome. Ryan, correct?
Yes, sir. They trust you.
They trust you. Fantastic.
Your vibe.
Your vibe. Yeah, they can pick it up. They can pick it up. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. No value, you have a deficit, and now you ask. Ouch. Don't do that. What's going to happen? Denial. See, I'm convinced that celebrities are not, most of them are not jerks. And you may disagree. I'm just convinced that they get asked and used so many times that they have to put up shades and stiff arms because people don't really care about them. Is this true? Mm-hmm. I think that and I'm sure not everybody, I'm sure some are jerks, just like anything, but I'm convinced that a lot of people are just like, I'm sick of everyone wanting something. I'm sick of everyone asking for something and wanting and needing, not me, but what I offer, my platform, my whatever. Is this true? What do you think? What do you guys think? Fair or unfair?
Fair.
It doesn't have to be a huge celebrity. It can be a local celebrity. They're going to feel the same.
Okay.
It's exhausting, I'm sure, to be in that position.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, what's the opposite? Let's talk about the opposite. Value, you give that value, there's a surplus. Now there's this surplus of what we call credibility. Credibility is a currency. Credibility is a currency. Now you don't give an ask, you give an invitation. And here's the invitation. I've already provided value for you. Would you like me to provide more value for you? You see the difference? Instead of I provided no value for you, hey, can I have some money and trust me that I'll give you value? People are sick of that. People are sick of that. No value, give me your cash, and then trust me, I'll be a good guy or good girl. The other is, here's value, no ask. Here's more value, no ask. Here's more value, no ask. And by the way, I'm inviting you into more value. Sale. Sale. So how many of you are Author Academy Elite students? Raise your hand. Okay, lots of you. Fantastic. We've had big people try to dissect our Author Academy Elite process. But if you look, this is what David teaches at Spark Day. This is what David teaches at his session. Think about what we do for people prior to the sale. Okay? So first of all, we give them a free ebook. Then we give them a 2-hour masterclass. Then we give them a one-on-one interview. Then we invite them into prior to that, there's 5 emails pre-webinar, value, training, value, training, value, training. There's 7 emails post, value, training, value, training, value, training. And then there's private fireside chats where one-on-one, not one-on-one, video to video in a small group, they can ask any question they want for hours. No wonder why people buy a $5,000 product that's guaranteed 30 days, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's why our sale conversion is so high. Does that make sense? As opposed to other people who say, I'm going to do a webinar, and at the end of the webinar, I'm going to ask for your credit card. And you're in or out. And the conversions for that type of sale, what do you think? Way down, right? Way down. So here's the point. The higher your price, the more touches you need. The higher the price, the more touches and value you need. David, can I ask you to come up? Can you do that? Because David's smart. Let's give David a hand. Let's give David a hand. Awesome. You don't even know what I'm going to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Come on up. It's all good. He's tall, by the way. Or I'm short, whatever. When we first started our business, I was scared to spend money and ads. True? Yes. All right. So I would call David and be like, how are we doing? What's our performance? How many clicks? I was scared to spend money. Now what do?
You dog me because I'm not spending enough money. Why aren't you running more ads? I'm like,
so why? See, in the beginning I was so nervous because I thought of everything we had to lose. Oh my gosh, we're gonna spend an ad. What if we don't get anything? Now David's proven, and he shares all this in Business Academy Elite, but he shares how to run Facebook ads. And your point is this: we don't see an ROI on every ad, but what do you often say? It creates what?
goodwill.
Goodwill. Did you catch that? There are plenty of people that aren't clicking on the bald dude with the girl's name, staring at his phone, talking, and trying to provide value. But what? What happens over time?
Well, there's this value sequence that goes on, and what you have to understand is that most everybody's going after when you look at people who are ready to buy, about 10% of the market will be ready to buy at anyone. If any point in time, about 10% of people are going to be ready to buy right now. And the problem is that most people who are out there trying to offer something, or trying to sell something, trying to do something, everybody's going for the 10%. And so there's tremendous competition for that 10% who's actually ready to buy right now. And so it gets very competitive, very expensive at that level. But where you build it up is if you go to the people who are going to be ready to buy in 6 months. You go to the people who are going to be ready to buy in 3 months. How do you do that? You create goodwill with them. You create value. You create... Kary's out there doing videos, and these people are watching videos and learning and growing and appreciating all these things that they're getting from all this help and this content. We're doing free fellowships every month. We're doing webinars where we're training people on things. We're doing all this stuff. So these people are listening for months. And we're planting seed after seed after seed. And we're investing in all these people's lives. And some of these people, all the way back here, weren't ready to buy 6 months ago, but they are today. Now, when they're ready to make a buying decision, who are they going to go with? They're going to go, I know you, I've experienced you, you've helped me so much all along the way that I'm going to do this, and I'm going with you guys because you're the ones I know, like, and trust. And so your ability to build into the market, ability to grow, is going to be highly dependent on your ability to realize that there's more to the market than just the people who are ready to buy today. It's a much bigger market, but you've got to be willing to build that whole relationship. You got to be able to build value all along the way, and when you do that, it starts pulling down the line.
So what Facebook does, Facebook knows this, and if you take cold traffic to a webinar sign up, what's the price tag on that?
Well, everything is relative. It gets a lot higher. If the very first time people see you is something that they're like, is this something that you're going to be selling me on? I don't know what it is. They're much less likely. We have reduced our costs significantly by all these little videos that Kary does all the time. We're promoting those, we're getting those out there, we're getting those to people. People are saying, oh, I've seen that guy now 6 times. You know, like
I hate him.
Yeah, man. Some
Get
will,
away.
Some will.
That's true, some will.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people say, oh, I've learned a lot. I've
Right.
grown. I appreciate this. This is the guy I keep seeing in my feed. He keeps coming up, helping me with ideas on different things. All right, I want to hear what he has to say. I want to engage with this,
And then
and
the
all of a
cost
sudden
of
your
the ad
costs go
goes
way
way
down.
down, yeah.
So you think, oh, I'm investing in promoting videos. Well, I'm not seeing any direct sales out of that. You're right, but you're not thinking big enough. You're not thinking long term, because in 6 months you will see sales come out of those. It's like planting a crop. Now, you're gonna get this because I grew up on a farm and that's my mentality. It's like the person who plants a crop goes out to the field the next day is mad because there's no harvest. It doesn't work that way. You plant it, it has to have time to grow, it has to have time to mature, and then in the appropriate season there's a harvest, okay? It's the same thing with working in your business relationships. You plant seeds, you water them, you nurture them, you develop those relationships, you build value, you build goodwill with people all along the way, and in the end, there's a harvest.
Smart guy? Let's give him a hand. Yeah. But that's the shift that had to happen in my own head and heart, right? There's a lot of points we could dissect from that. One is long-term strategy, okay? Don't just say, I'm gonna sit in my lab and create a book and, hey world, now I'm ready. Today I'm ready. You know, why aren't people excited? Well, you gotta bring people in. It's just like a baby, right? If someone just says, hey, we had the baby last night. Really, I didn't even know you were pregnant. Sorry, I don't have a present for you, right? Instead of, hey, here's the pregnancy test, and hey, help us pick the name, and hey, here's the gender reveal party or whatever they do these days. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you're bringing people along that finally when you post the picture of the baby, 600 likes. Because people are like, I went with them on the journey. Cool? Mark, you've been doing this. Come on up, Mark. Let's give Mark a hand. Yeah. And listen, Mark's always taking pictures of us, which is nice. Thank you for doing that. Can somebody take a picture of Mark on stage? And Joel, I don't know if that's you or Erica or both you, but now we can highlight Mark.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
So here's what Mark, you came to me and said, hey, I got this business, Mark and Shelley Photography. Where were you prior to our Igniter session last spring?
We barely existed. I mean,
Okay.
we did, but we didn't have any direction
Okay.
and needed the follow up. You put that all into perspective for us, absolutely.
So I said, you got to be daily out there giving away some of your best pictures on social media, right?
Every day.
And so when people take advice, amazing things happen. So certain people, just give me ideas. Mark went back and immediately in the Dublin networking group,
Right.
Lewis Center networking group, he didn't just say, hey, here's my photo. What did you begin to post advice-wise?
Yeah, we started a little column called Camera Therapy, just enjoying the photography. And it was countryside, water, whatever it was. And we did this daily for like a month to get people to get to know us. I didn't sell anything. I didn't sell one. I didn't say buy pictures. We're doing weddings. Here's a discount. We didn't do anything. We ran this for like a month and a half, and then we started getting camera advice. And what I'm doing right now is social media advice. Why you would want to hire a professional photographer to take your shots. And I was at an event last night. It was on my dime, helping them out on weddings. So it's you know, and it always comes back. It's like what Dave said. You plant the seed. 6 months later, we knew that it wasn't going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And it just made I learned like a third grader. You go, well, you plant the seed, that, and then it clicked. It really
Yeah.
did, and what we've been
Yeah.
doing. So absolutely.
Yeah. And some of you already know this story, but how did I get Mark to be a client? Does anyone remember this? Anyone remember this? So what does your wife do?
She works for Chase Bank.
So she works at Chase Bank. She's selling me on becoming a Chase private client, and I'm not selling anything to her. And at the end of the time, she says, we're going to hire you, my husband and I.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
I wasn't, hey, Shelly, let me tell you what I do, you know, and she just said, you sound like you know what you're talking about. We need to hire you. And then we booked an Igniter session.
You weren't even out the door, and she calls me on the cell phone. She's, who you know,
Yeah.
I met this guy named Kary. I go, who?
Yeah.
And she's going a million miles an hour. So
And here's why I share that. The old Kary 1.0 would say, what can Shelly do for me? Right? I mean, this is what we do. I'm at a restaurant, I'm at a bank, I'm at a car wash, wherever you're at, I'm paying money, they should serve me. Isn't this what we do kind of subtly as the customer? They should serve me, okay? I called David the other day. Jeff at Smoothie King, I'm convinced is gonna be a client someday soon, all right? Because every time, and I go to Smoothie King a lot, every time I go to Smoothie King, I'm giving this guy a coaching seminar at the drive-thru. You know, I'm not too long so that people don't honk. But here's the point, everybody's a client. Do you realize this? Everybody is a client of yours. They just don't know it yet. Right? They just don't know it yet. And if you give value, there's a surplus, and when you invite them more, there's a sale. Thanks very much. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Cool? Makes sense? You guys tracking? All right. That's slide 1 of 50. No, I'm kidding. We'll keep going fast. All right. The top is selling. Sorry, the left is selling, the right is serving. The left is selling, the right is serving. I hate selling. I'm just going to be real. I hate selling in the traditional selling, that guy, that girl, annoying, you know. Does anyone hang up the phone at 5 p.m. when they get a spam call?
Oh,
Yeah. How do you feel emotionally? No value, deficit, ask, denial. Now, the opposite, boom. That's pretty amazing. All right, makes sense? Okay, let's keep rolling. I tell people often, selling is serving and marketing is storytelling. Because I meet people all the time that say, I hate selling, I hate marketing. Cool. Do you like serving and do you like telling stories? Great. You're going to be awesome. You are literally going to, for all of you in the seats, you are going to be awesome. And here's why I can say that 100%. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about yourself. That's why you're bad at sales, because you're thinking about you. The whole secret to sales is to put yourself, your fears, your inadequacies. Think about it, folks. If anyone had low self-esteem, you're looking at them. I used to carve negative words into my body with a knife. I was a cutter. I was a self-injurer secretly. Trust me when I say I used to struggle with self-esteem. So if I can break free from a learning disability of stuttering and being a cutter to now with David, you know, having a 7-figure business, the way I did, and a former pastor where you're told, money's bad. I mean, think about this. Look at how crazy and funny that is. Pastor who's supposed to hate money, cutter, you know, stutterer, and now today we're here. How is that happening? I stopped thinking about me. And you might be sitting here today as a guest saying, I think he thinks pretty highly of himself. Guess what? I do. So, and I think highly of you. Because if you think low of yourself, what do you think your client's going to think about you? Ouch. If you keep saying, well, I'm a 1, I'm a 2, I'm a 3, what can I do? Guess what? Your client's saying, he's a 1, she's a 2, what can they do? Okay? I'm not talking about arrogance, I'm talking about confidence. And this is the book that people often say, how did you get there? I found my secret name. Okay, I found my secret name, and it's in a relationship with God. And I stopped believing the lies of the enemy, because the enemy woke up today and said, how can I steal, kill, and destroy you? Okay, and God woke up and said, how can I give you life and life abundantly? And it's your choice what you're going to tap into. Because when you're playing in the darkness, guess what? You can't bring light. You can only bring light if you're connected to the source. True? All right. See, some people hate me and they'll leave the Facebook live stream because I just went there. That's okay. That's another thing I had to get okay with in 2018. This is the year where I'm going to try to get haters. Because if I'm trying to get haters, that's a small percent. And that means we're actually getting a lot more authentic people. Right? Okay. David's called me sometimes after we've run ads and said, you okay, man? Right? Because he reads some of the comments. All right? And Erica manages them. Pretty crazy sometimes. But listen, that's a small percent. I used to not be okay unless everyone else was okay. Ouch. People pleasing is an addiction. It's an addiction. And as a people pleaser, you're going to have zero impact. Check this out. Ready? Ready? If you're a people pleaser, the most dysfunctional person in your life has the most power. Ouch. Is that hitting you? Anybody? If you're a people pleaser, the most dysfunctional person in your life has the most power. We should do a whole seminar on that. All right? But how many of us have been there? Just kind of wink at me. If that, all right, raise your hand. All right, we're good. We got a lot of honest people here. Some of you have been stuck by dysfunctional people because addiction to people pleasing and dysfunctional person, and that's a bad recipe. But you can break free. That's the other thing. I believe people can change in a moment. Some people disagree with me. I have people close to me who would disagree with me and say, people don't change. You ever hear that? People don't change? Guess what? You're looking at a whole bunch of them right here. A whole bunch of them. Rick Copeland, I remember when we first met. We met at Charlie's.
We did.
We met at Charlie's. Are you the same person?
No.
I fully agree. I mean, you are completely different in a good way. Confident, adding value. You've exploded in influence. You agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah. You can change today. You can change today. Here's the words you say. You ready? You say, up until now. So, when the little liar comes in your head and says, everything Kary just said, that might be true for everybody in the room but you, because you never finish what you start. You say, you know what? You're right. Up until now. Up until now, I've never finished what I started, but today I do. Up until now. Powerful words. True? Otherwise, if you're just going to repeat your past, why keep living if we have no choice? If we have no choice and people can't change and you're not happy with your past, why keep going on? Just being real. Okay? So now everyone commits suicide. No, don't. Please don't. That's not my point. That's not my point. Because I believe people can change. All right. You guys got how to overcome mental blocks that prevent sales. You got the chart, remember? Selling, serving, no value, value, deficit, surplus. You guys know that? Okay? Stop thinking about selling as selling. Think of it as serving instead. Number 2, the 3 components needed to make sales faster and easier. Erica, how are we doing online? Where are people from today?
New York, Canada, Massachusetts, Arkansas, Florida, the UK.
Awesome.
Flagstaff.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna ask everybody to do. Has everybody gotten at least one good thing so far?
Yes.
Everybody? Okay. I might ask you what you got, so think about it. Think about what you got so far, because refreshing makes it go deeper, okay? So I want people online to put the number one thing that you got so far, and just, it could be a phrase, could be a word, and then I'm gonna ask you as well, do you know someone else who needs that? If so, tag them on the post. Just tag them and explain it later. Tag it, share it, explain it, okay? What did anybody learn so far? Phrase, statement?
Up until now.
Up until now, you like that. You could have just came the last minute and you would have been good. No, I'm kidding. That's good. Up until now, yes.
Marketing is storytelling.
Marketing and storytelling. That's gonna help you?
Yes.
Awesome, great.
Surplus.
Surplus.
Love that word.
You love that word, so you're gonna that's your goal. Create a surplus. Okay, awesome, Joel.
Do more video reviews.
Do more video reviews of big time people. Yeah,
The story of Margot says is just a great way to add value.
yes. So that's a practical way. Yeah, because people say, what does Oprah need? What does Brene Brown? What does whoever you think is big need? They're all vulnerable at a certain point. They all need something. You guys remember the Warren Buffett story with the cherry Coke? You guys remember that one? Lady had been tracking Warren Buffett for years. Can I interview you? Can I interview you? Can I interview you? No, for years. Finally, at the end of a conference, he offers her 5 minutes just to shut her up, okay? She walks in to Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on planet Earth, who can buy anything he wants. And she says, you know what, Mr. Buffett, I want to start today's interview the right way. I heard cherry Coke is your favorite beverage, and I brought you an ice cold can of it. And he said, young lady, you just earned yourself 2 more hours. Okay, you see the point? It's not what you do for someone. Big. Sometimes it's the smallest thing in the need of the moment. An 80-cent can just bought 2 hours of time with the richest man, one of the richest people on planet Earth. That's an expensive can right there, okay? All right, next one. This is from the book Day Job to Dream Job. Literally, I have an entire chapter about it. This chapter is called Design Your Service, okay? So this is the new book. They'll be releasing on October 27th. You need to come to the book launch party, but I'm going to take a couple notes from that book, and here's the point. Your sweet spot here is built around 3 things: snag, solution, and service style. Folks, if you can get clarity on these 3 things, what's the snag, what's the solution, and what's my service style, trust me, your sales will increase. Here's what each one is. You guys ready? I'll wait until people got the picture. All right, here we go. A snag. Ryan Holiday wrote a book called The Obstacle is the Way. Marcus Aurelius said what stands in the way becomes the way. There's this ancient Stoic philosophy that says the thing that's your obstacle right now is actually going to become the path toward your deliverance. Is this true? Think about your own lives. Self-injury. Okay? That's a big obstacle. This book became the book that put me, on the map, the book that David and I met together. Okay? The obstacle became the way. Each nonfiction book I write is an obstacle. Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? Identity, purpose, direction. Okay? Each book solves a problem, a snag. So here's what a snag is: a difficulty, a disadvantage, a hidden obstacle, and an impediment. And by the way, you're our guest today. Tell me your first name again.
Kathy.
Kathy, would you care if I brought you on stage or you not want to?
I'm sure.
Kathy, let's give her a hand. All right. Listen, first timer. Normally, I don't even bring people up that are first timers. but I heard you talking before, and I caught, even while I was setting up chords, I caught clarity. Okay, I heard it. And I've had this happen where you can hear clarity, all right? But you said that your struggle, right, your snag, tell us about that. Because I know you wrote a book about it, so I'm not putting you on the spot, right?
It's okay.
Because you've kind of come forward with your story, but your book is about a snag that a lot of people struggle with, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a victim of childhood sexual abuse as a child for
Yeah.
6 years.
Wow. How hard was it to put that in a book?
Very.
Yeah, yeah.
Very. In fact, when the idea first came up, I didn't see the value. I thought,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not going to do this. Why would
Yeah.
I do this?
Yeah.
But I had a client of mine who was struggling with her healing process.
Okay.
And she asked me, well, have you suffered depression? Have you suffered PTSD? Have you suffered anxiety? And even though I had a road to heal,
Yeah.
I was blessed to not have suffered.
Okay.
But then I'd ask myself, okay, why?
Okay.
Why haven't I suffered?
Yes.
So I slowly started writing notes on index cards, putting them in a little
Yes.
index file, and I put them away. Each day I'd do a little bit more, and then slowly I started writing about it. And long story short, it was incredible.
Wow.
Even though I felt like I had healed,
Yeah.
to then put it into words was a far deeper therapy session than
Wow.
I ever envisioned.
So you got more healing as you wrote your journey.
Tremendous.
Wow.
Tremendous.
That's awesome.
Tremendous. And I just wanted to share how I healed through my process and
Right.
how I pulled myself back together.
Yeah. Cool. And what's your book title?
From broken to beautiful.
From Broken to Beautiful. Let's give her a hand. Awesome. Thank you. She took a snag that she personally went through and that she saw a client go through. That alone is huge. There's a lot of people that walk into a room and don't see something wrong. The fact that you can see something wrong shows that you have an intelligence in that area. Does this make sense? Trust me, I can walk by a water heater all day long and that water heater is about to blow and I'm like, oh, the water heater's fine. But an expert comes in and they're like, whoa, the sign here points that this could blow any moment and you could have flooding in your basement, tens of thousands of dollars. The fact that you can see a problem, a snag, is a major sign that you have intelligence and expertise in that area. I'm going to ask for a show of hands. What is something that you've seen that's been wrong with the world that shows that you have expertise in that area? What do you think? Yeah, Dad.
Frustrated relationships.
Frustrated relationships. So other people think, oh, they're just joking around. And you're like, whoa, there's something there. Okay, anybody else? Renee, I know you're good at the comparison thing.
Correct.
So you can see how people on social media,
Everyday life, right?
everyday life, are comparing, and what does that affect? It steals their joy?
It steals everything. It actually creates catastrophe in their life.
Okay. What do you think our book's about? That exact topic, right? See, so you're an expert, you see it, but now you got to turn it into a product or service, not a brain picking session. Otherwise, you're not going to make money. You can't just say, hey, oh, I see that. I'm an expert at that. I see how that's. You need a product or a service. Joel, what do you see?
No strategy.
No strategy. With
Uh,
people's businesses?
Business in life.
Okay.
It's a lot of tactics and frustration.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. That's not by accident that you guys see that. Awesome. All right, so that's the first thing. You should make a list of the snags that you see in the world. Difficulties, disadvantages, hidden obstacles, and impediments. And then here's what you should do. Say, which one moves my head and my heart? Because listen, I could see that people need paper clips in the world. I'm not going to create a paperclip movement and a paperclip business, okay? So there's certain ones that don't move your head and your heart. Skip them. But otherwise, make a list. Is this helpful? All right, let's go on with our next one. Solution. What you did, Kathy, is something David and I teach. It's called a framework. You cannot tell people when you see a snag, hey, just figure it out. Or when people say, how did you do it, Kathy? How do you do it, Renee? How do you break free from comparison? Well, it's complicated. When you say that, you're literally sending influence, impact, and income out the door. The way that you make sales is you create what's called a framework. A framework is literally a solution broken down into simple steps. People who write books have a major advantage. You know why? What is it called? It's called your table of contents. Your table of contents for your book should be a framework. If it's not, maybe that's why you're not selling books. So I break it down into this book, Day Job to Dream Job. I say prison part 1, plan part 2, payoff part 3. Prison, plan, payoff. And Pete and Pat, you guys came to Shawshank and you launched the book with me with the warden from Shawshank. That was crazy fun. That was awesome. Rick, you were there. That was fantastic. So what I did is I said, people don't care about my journey. That's why it's not called a memoir. I'm fine with memoirs, but you don't brand it as a memoir. This is what I teach all of our students. I'm fine with a memoir. Trust me, I'm on every other page, but I don't brand it as a memoir because nobody cares about me. They care about their pain and their problem, and they need a solution. And your life is the lens whereby the solution is, but you create universal steps so everybody can relate. Is this helpful? So prison, plan, payoff. People are stuck in the prison of their day job. Then the plan is the 9-step framework. You catch that? The plan, the prison is about this thick. The payoff is about this thick. The plan is right here. The plan is the 9 steps on how to go pro with your passion. When you can create a product or service that says, check it out, part 1 is the struggle, the statistics, the problem, the pain. You push that part of your webinar. Folks, this is how you do it. Webinar, book. The part 1, the obstacle, the snag, okay? Part 2, the solution, the framework. Part 3 is the life after your solution. The healing, the freedom, the joy. Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption. He's stuck in the jail. He's getting beat up. He's getting victimized. He comes up with a plan. Rockhammer poster, 19 years, pressure and time. The payoff is him and Morgan Freeman on Zihuatanejo Beach, reunion. That's it. You guys see it? That's how you create a product or service or a course. Cool? Helpful? All right. Now you pick your service style. You need to brand yourself. Are you a coach? Are you a speaker? Are you a mentor? Here's just an example. This is all in Day Job to Dream Job, the book. Come to the party. I'm going to say it again. Keep saying it. Come to the party. We share with you what is the difference between teaching, training, mentoring, consulting, tutoring, creating, specializing, speaking, writing, counseling, coaching. In the book, I say what's the difference between counseling and coaching. Listen, my wife is a licensed counselor in the state of Ohio. She's got her LPCC. She's been in practice for years. She's got to do 30 CEUs, whatever, every year. Here's the point. You brand yourself as a counselor without being one, ouch, lawsuit. You brand yourself as a coach, you're okay. You see the difference? There are certain little stipulations. These aren't just words. You put out there that you're a counselor, and suddenly someone has an issue and injures themselves, and they go after you and they find out, hey, you're not a counselor, you're in trouble, okay? So you gotta say what your service style is. Whenever I meet people, I tell people I'm an author, coach, and speaker. Since then, David and I have created some big brands where now, he's the founder of Business Academy Elite and and I'm the founder of Author Academy Elite, and we got all these other things rolling, but the point is this: people hire me as an author, a coach, or a speaker, okay? All right, we did that one, how to overcome mental blocks that prevent sales. By the way, I'd love to hear what people are. Eric, I'd love to hear if people are a teacher, a trainer, a mentor. Go ahead, type in what you are. What do we have in the room? Or make one up. What are you? Speaker, author, coach. Different order, on purpose. Good.
Teacher.
Teacher, right here, next to Renee.
Oh, I'm a coach.
You're a coach. Fantastic. I love it.
Mentor teacher.
Mentor, teacher. Anybody else?
Coach, teach, coach, speaker.
Teach,
author.
coach, speaker, author. All right. So the kind of lens that I say is, what will people give you money for? Now, I'm not opposed to being a mentor. I think mentor is awesome. But I have spent time with people on coaching sessions saying, okay, do you want to make income? And they say yes, and I say, do you really want to use the word mentor? Because what is the word mentor used in our society? Not always, but are most people being paid to be a mentor?
No.
So sometimes subtly, again, you could function as a mentor, but do you want to brand yourself as a mentor? And if so, that's okay, I'm fine with that. But just realize that you may struggle with people paying for a mentor, maybe. Fair enough? Okay. You'll discover how to overcome mental blocks that prevent sales. We talked about that. 3 components needed: snag, solution, and service style. Now, a framework with how to communicate your business with clarity. Ready? Because you got to communicate it with clarity. Again, this is all right here. I'm just hitting the high points today, but the actual content is taken from right here. Here's the point. You need a business name, you need a fight, and you need an idea. What's your fight? I'm gonna quote someone, I don't even know who it is, somebody can Google it. But business is war without bullets. Okay, you might not like that. But the point is this: business is tough. Business is a fight at times. And I gotta know what your fight is. Walmart fights high prices. Now you might not think that, but listen, if you don't have a villain or a fight, and people can't articulate, what do you think Igniting Souls is fighting against?
Complacency.
Complacency.
Apathy.
Apathy.
The struggle of people in the workplace who are just generally life aren't living full lives.
There you go. Who do I always quote? A Swiss psychologist. Carl Jung. And fill in the blank. What does he say is the most damaging thing in the life of a child? The unlived life. So you guys nailed it. Complacency, apathy, the unlived life. Where does it express itself? I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know where I'm going. Where those 3 circles converge is a soul on fire. The beauty of me getting the rights back, David knows how much I fought. Because again, these were all traditionally published in bookstores, and it took years to get the rights back. But we were able to do so many new things with the book, and I don't have, it looks a lot better in color, but we've created this now where it's the Igniting Souls logo in the middle, okay? You just wait and see what we got planned. We got lots of crazy stuff planned coming up here. But who am I, why am I here, where am I going? Soul on fire, okay? And Gino, Mary Valoni's husband, did this, but we'll share a lot of that at the conference. But here's the point. We're fighting against something. Our idea is igniting souls, and specifically Ferdinand Foch, French general, the most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire, okay? That's our brand. Ajax fight is dirt. Have you ever thought about that? You're buying a product and they're saying, we fight dirt. What's your fight? Have you guys ever thought about this? It's a good question, isn't it? Isn't it a good question? Rick, have you ever thought about this? What is your fight? Oh, you're thinking about it now. It is a good question. Because listen, what is Luke Skywalker without Darth Vader? It's not exciting. Is it possible that other people are not excited about your business or brand because you haven't told them who the villain is? You haven't told them what the fight is. All right, you ready for a crazy analogy?
Yeah.
There was a GoFundMe, true story, that sold like a crazy $100 hoodie. And the whole point why it sold so much is because they said, we're fighting against big time clothing who makes cheap clothes, and you wear your hoodie and after a year it's worn out and the elbows are frayed. And this hoodie will last you for life, and that's our fight, and who's going to support us? And they just got rich. It's a hoodie, but they just got rich because what their fight was cheap corporate clothing that is intentionally stealing from us. Is this crazy? It's crazy, but it works. In Wisconsin, we have Cousins breads, Cousins subs everywhere. If you've ever been to Milwaukee, that's where I'm from. So their idea is better bread, better subs. What about the meat? What about the lettuce? What about the tomatoes? They don't even talk about it. Better bread, better subs. That's their language. That's their messaging. So what is their fight? Bad bread. Now what happens if you're a no carb person? Well, they do sell a breadless sub, okay? But they're not going to advertise. You see, they put all their chips on what their fight is. De Beers, diamonds are forever. Do you know how much that increased their stock when they came up with that messaging? What is their fight? Hey, your love is forever, so you're diamond. You need a diamond. Okay? Nike, excuses. They're fighting excuses. And then just do it. Make sense? So your takeaway is, what's my fight? What's my business? And what's my idea? And if your people can't tell you what it is, maybe you haven't spent enough time on it. All right? Oh, this is fun. This is all from, this is to help you do it. Again, this book here, I can focus on any of the books, but what does it spell? On the left-hand side, what does it spell? Ideas. You see that? I created a framework as I was writing this book, and here's a little trick. I go to words. I do all the words that start with E, all the words that start with A, nouns that start with A. So when I'm making this and writing a book, I say, okay, there's a truth here, but how can I make it memorable? So I create a framework even for the teaching point. Does that make sense? It's not, oh, Kary's so smart. Actually, Kary had a learning disability as a kid. It's, I gotta give my students, my audience, handles. If they don't have handles, and I just say, here's 5 things your idea should have, you're not gonna remember it. You have a better chance to say integrity, different, effortless, agreement, and simple. Integrity, FedEx, the world on time. You see the claim right there? That is a cool statement. The world on time. I love it. Different. Harley Davidson, American by birth, rebel by choice. You got to differentiate yourself. Some lady just emailed me. Hey, we don't know you, but can we be the Igniting Souls California chapter? If you don't want us to, we won't. I'm like, no. Why? Brand confusion. Okay? I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but I'm just like, no. She's like, can we create our own Facebook group? We're not part of your tribe. No. Okay? Like, you got to be different. Effortless. Buy one, give one. Blake Mikowski, the founder of Tom Shoes, has gone into Harvard and taught business classes around the one-for-one model in business. They're doing it with eyeglasses now. It's amazing. Tom's shoes, 1 for 1. And that's what they do. You buy a pair of Tom's shoes, they give one in Sudan or whatever. Agreement. Disneyland, the meanest place on earth. No, the happiest place on earth. It's agreement. Intel inside. That's 2 words. And yet back in the 90s and 2000s and all that, I mean, crazy branding. Short. Do not, it's not most powerful weapon on earth is a human soul on fire. It's igniting souls. Do not use extra words. Okay? Is this helpful? You guys gonna have some fun over lunch today? Saying which one are we? All right, so here's the point. Have I given you value today?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it wrong for me to give you an invitation for more value? And say, look, if you guys like this, less than 90 minutes, imagine 3 days of this. And I was telling Kathy, we have people from Israel flying in. We have people from the UK flying in. Rodney's from Scotland. We have Australians in our tribe that fly over every year. Okay? The point is this. You guys live in Galena. You live in Hilliard. You live in wherever. I've said on record, if after day 2, 5 p.m., you haven't gotten 10 times your value, come up to David or come up to me, because it's my checkbook. I have to give the refund. And we will refund you 100%. That's how much value you're going to get from the Igniting Souls Conference. The conference has grown and grown and grown. We used to be able to fit people on a picture. We're at 420 people, okay, coming to the Author Academy Awards on Friday night. It's crazy. We've had it at the Quest year after year after year. David and I, our first conference at the Quest, we were in their biggest room, and they said, to not make it look small, we can put trees to split the room and have lunch on the other side. Okay, I mean, this is how small it started. All right, and now we're busting out the Hilton. Okay. And we've doubled the conference. Look, folks, if you're not there, you're not there. We got 2 tickets left. Okay? 2 tickets left. I met with the Hilton yesterday. I met with them the day before. We've reconfigured the room so that everything can work with cameras and lights and tables. Here's the point. Tonight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific, regular tickets go up $150. VIP tickets go up $300 at full price, okay? So, I'm just going to say to you, this is probably unplanned. You're probably not thinking, gee, I was planning on going to a 3-day conference when I came in today. But all I'm saying is, sometimes spontaneity is awesome. So I want to go to Igniting Souls Conference. I'm here. I'm just going to spend 2-3 minutes on it. Let me take you to the speakers, okay? We have Dan Miller. Dan Miller is 70 years old and kicking it, okay? New York Times bestselling author. He is going to talk about the surest path to wealth. This guy was $400,000 in debt at one point in his career with exercise clubs. He's now really good friends with Dave Ramsey, Michael Hyatt, all these guys down in Tennessee. He's got an empire that he's built, but still he has the freedom in his life, which is very important. He doesn't have tons of employees on purpose. He's created a lifestyle business. Rachel Peterson is going to teach you all about social media. This lady is featured all over the place. The Today Show, Huffington Post, Cosmopolitan. She's going to tell you what you should do on social media to retain your authentic voice and not be somebody else, and what not to do. All right? So she's going to give you crazy good practical, tactical advice that is going to increase your online traffic, advance your causes, and propel your profit. Jeff Brown is going to teach you how to become a guest on other people's podcasts. Not theory, this is what he does for his own podcast guests, and he's going to teach you. Imagine if you were on a big podcast, being able to teach your content, and then at the end make an offer. Would that help you guys? That's worth the price of admission just there. I'm not against conferences that are inspirational, humanitarian stories. I went to one last weekend. It was nice. It was, it's like cotton candy, okay? It feels good. I mean, it tastes good. And then at the end, you're like, okay, how does this affect my life and my business? It's great. Sometimes we need those. But other times we need, how can I move the needle in my life, my business, roadmap, framework, manual, case studies. That's the type of conference we are. Now, are we going to have fun? Absolutely. Is the food going to be amazing? Yes. I've sampled it. Okay, it's crazy good. Are your meals included? Yes, 4 meals. Okay, it's fantastic, folks. This event. Let me keep going. YouTube celebrity. He even has a code name called Swanky Box. You won't find him as Brad Burke. He's got over 31 million views on YouTube. YouTube is the second highest search engine in the world. I wasn't even showing up on YouTube for years. And this was the year where I said, David, we got to figure this thing out. I'm either going to cut YouTube or figure it out. We found Brad. He's one of our Author Academy Elite students, by the way. And he's coming, and he's literally in a session going to teach you to create 10 videos based on your brand or your book and how to get them on YouTube. Dexter. Does anybody like Dexter? Yeah. All right. Dexter, listen, you're going to be speaking at some point in your life. You need to influence the crowd. Dexter is going to be entertaining and fun and cotton candy and content. He's going to share you the art and science for how to maximize your message through the spoken word and increase your impact. David, if you liked what you heard, he's got an entire session on scaling your business so you don't have to trade time for dollars. You're eventually going to reach a cap in your business, and you're going to burn out or fade out unless you learn how to scale. Dean Folks, pastor at Life Point Church right here. He is going to teach you guys all about leveraging your gifts and your skills for global impact. All right? Another Author Academy Elite student, one of our top selling students, 6,000 copies of his book. The average traditionally published book sells 250 copies a year. Dean has done 6,000, okay? We teach a model, we teach a system. Let's keep rolling. Here it is, folks. You got 16 hours. It's $447 for regular, $697 for VIP. We got breakout sessions. We got the Author Academy Awards. We have the Barnes & Noble book signing that's not even part of the conference. World's largest ever Barnes & Noble book signing right here at Polaris. Over 75 authors from 4 countries around the world. We're going to break a world record. Folks, it is the place to be. It is the place to be, and it's literally, as I have a heart attack, in 15 days. Okay, so we got a lot to do. It's exciting. Any questions that you have related to the content today, related to the conference? Anybody have any questions? And Erica, let's also go online. Anyone have any questions about the conference? It's not too late. If you feel you're supposed to be at this conference, even if you live out of the country, even if you live right down the road, even if you live across the states, it's a guaranteed ticket. Okay, it's a guaranteed ticket, 10x the value by Saturday, 5 p.m., or full refund. It's going to be amazing. Renee.
I have a content question, but
Yeah.
first, if you've not signed up for the conference, he's not lying. It's amazing. You've got to go. This will be the 4th one, and I always walk away with so much value.
Awesome.
When you're talking about the framework
Yeah.
and the business fighting idea, for business name, if you're thinking of your book,
Yeah.
and you're, as an author, and you're
Yeah.
branding that, would you put your business name, or would you put your book itself and think of it that way?
So we have sub-brands, okay? So we have the whole Dream Job brand, which has Dream Job Team, which has Dream Job Boot Camp, which has the book. We have Elixir. So we have many sub-brands, just like Apple MacBook Pro, Apple Watch, Apple iPhone, but it's Apple. Apple's the business, Igniting Souls is the business, if you will, but many sub-brands, but they should all point back to it. And this helps you stay focused. So David and I had some big companies come to us in the last 3 months and say, hey, we like what you're doing, we see what you're doing, it's crazy, let's hire you to be consultants and to build our business the way you built yours. I mean, big companies. If I said their name, you would freak out. And David and I met. Remember when we met? And you talked with your wife, and I talked with my wife, and they kind of said, is this on brand? And we said, you know what? It's not. It's not on brand. And we don't, and isn't that funny how like right before you're gonna like go through this new level, the temptation comes, like, hey, we'll hire you and you can do this. And we just felt, you know, with what God's put in our hearts, like we gotta stay focused. And we've turned these things down, and I've actually felt good. Can you imagine if we were doing that right now? Oh my gosh, it'd be crazy. But at the moment it feels like, oh, maybe, no, it's not part of our fight. Okay? And that's why the fight keeps you focused. Joel, I like that. You write that down. Your fight keeps you focused. Your fight keeps you focused. All right. Yeah, Jeff.
Could there be an overlap between coaching and consulting sometimes? Or do you see those as...
Coaching and consulting, yeah, I think you can definitely have hybrid models. Absolutely. Just make sure when people hire you that they're hiring you for the right reason. Because if you say, hey, I'm a consultant, and they're like, we don't like your advice, you know, we're not gonna listen to you, blah, 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 you know, that's not good. All right? So it's your call, but yeah, I think you can have, so when I say I'm a coach, I'm a very directive coach. And some people would argue with me that that's actually not coaching. Coaching is a lot of questions, and I'm like, hey, life is short. I could ask you 55,000 questions, but let's get there quicker, okay? And that's why I was a very bad counselor, all right? Because my wife and I met in our master's degree in counseling, MDiv counseling, MA counseling, and they told me in the counseling class, don't be a counselor. Okay, you're gonna hurt people. Okay, they're like, don't be a counselor. Just because I was too future focused, you know. To me, and I could be wrong, and this is I'm gonna take the model from the book. Counseling is moving people from a dysfunction in an area, not dysfunctional, but dysfunction in an area, to functionality. Coaching is moving people from functionality to potentiality. So counseling is usually past focused, right? With a look toward the future. Coaching is usually present focused with a look to the future. Okay? So those are some differences between the two. Great question. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Yeah, we'll take one more quick one and then we'll end.
Extremely logistic,
Yeah.
and thought it might benefit other people. When I enrolled, and I have a VIP,
In the
do
conference.
I need to pull the receipt or anything off my email as my ticket to get in? Do I need to bring anything with me?
Nope. We track everybody. You'll have a VIP lanyard. You'll get in and it'll be all access pass to the conference speaker parties and all kinds of good stuff. The VIP dinner, all that good stuff, okay? Awesome. Well, listen, folks, I had an absolute blast today. I want you to sell because you now know that it means serve, and I want you to market because you now know it means storytell. I would love for you to spend our time with us at the Igniting Souls Conference. Thanks for joining us online, and we'll see you guys at the launch party on October 27th. Thanks for coming.